السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا ومرحبا بكم في حلقة جديدة من برنامج Arabic True Stories.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Arabic True Stories Level 2. اسمي عبد الله.
طيب اليوم ماذا نفعل يا عبد الله؟
لا أعرف.
أنت لا تعرف؟ طيب. For today's topic, first I'm going to give you a couple of sentences in English. طيب. And then I'll explain what the topic is. Okay? طيب. The first sentence is the cake is baked. You love cakes? You like spicy cakes or sweet cakes?
Sweet.
You know there's such thing as a spicy cake? How do you know that? How do you know that?
Cooking show.
You was on a TV show, right?
Yeah.
Someone used some spices, Indian spices, and tried to make a cake, right? Yeah, that was the worst idea. That was not a good idea. Anyways, so the cake is baked, and the other sentence is Mommy baked the cake. So notice both of them appear the same in English, right? The cake is baked and Mommy baked the cake. Now, you know that they are not the same though, right?
Because baked, mommy baked is a verb.
Is a verb.
But
Mommy
the
baked.
cake is baked. The cake is being described, but
Exactly.
what it is, it's baked.
Exactly. So the cake. So in English we use the same word to say to indicate a verb and also to describe a noun that has gone through an action, right? So the word that has gone through a certain action or is going through a certain action is represented in Arabic using a certain pattern. Okay, that pattern is maf'ul. If you find a noun in the pattern of maf'ul, that means that noun is undergoing or has undergone an action on it. Okay?
So the paper is written.
Exactly. And then in this case, the cake is baked. The action of baking is what is happening on the cake. So at the end of it, you can use the word baked as a description for the cake. It's baked, right? So unfortunately in Arabic we don't have that confusion. A verb madi has its own pattern and ism maf'ul is having its own pattern. Okay, maf'ul. So the topic today is ism maf'ul. Ism maf'ul is a noun that is in the pattern of maf'ul and it has undergone an action. Okay, and it is used to describe.
Sifa.
It can be a sifa, and little later you're going to learn that it can be used as a description.
So
right? Description.
a verb is transformed into an adjective.
Yeah, mumtaz, exactly. So now another example would be if I ask Abdullah, hal fahimta ad-dars? You would answer. There are two ways to answer this, right? Hal fahimta ad-dars? Did you understand the lesson? كيف تجيب? How do you answer it?
The lesson was understood.
Yeah, بالعربية.
الدرس فهمت.
No, you can say فهمت الدرس. That's a verb, right? Now, use the same three letters فهima to say that the lesson was understood. Now, you're describing the lesson that it was understood, right? So, how would you take these three letters فهميم and put it in the pattern of maf'ul.
So you take fa and lam and replace with fa.
Exactly. Ha and mim. And so what happens? What is the word?
Mafhum.
Mafhum. Mumtaz. So you would say ad-darsu mafhumun. Okay? So you actually summarize it beautifully that you take a verb and when you use that verb as an adjective for a noun, but it must be in a certain pattern. Ism maf'ul. Okay, so now a few more examples. Okay, so you get the point. Shakara means he thanked. How do you say something that is thanked? For example, it is thanked. Mashkoor. Okay, I'm going to cover this one. Rasama means to draw. He draw. How do you say the picture is drawn? Marsoom. And the picture, the word for picture is asura. How do you say? Asuratu?
Suratu
Marsumun. But notice asuratu is a more feminine. It's got a ta marbuta. Nah. So the thing that you need to remember is that it has to, because it is describing or it's information about a feminine thing, it must also end with a ta marbuta. So you say asuratu marsumatun. Okay? Very good. Now, marsumatun. Very good. Now, in this story, what did we learn? The honey was eaten. Mada qalat an-nahlu.
An-nahlu ma'kul.
An-nahlu ma'kul. The bee was eaten.
No, not an-nahlu. Al-asala ma'kul.
Al-asalu.
Al-asalu ma'kul.
Yeah, it's not an object, so al-asalu ma'kulun. Okay? Fahimt? Okay. Now, sometimes I call you Majnoon. Remember? It's from 3 root letters. Jim, Noon, and Noon from Jannah. So, Majnoon means one who is possessed. See, it is an action of possession that has happened on that person by some jinn. That's why he behaves like that. That's why it's Majnoon.
Oh!
You see? Anta Majnoon?
So you go crazy.
Yeah, Anta Majnoon?
La, ana dhaki wa anta dhaki.
Now, I'm going to give you a couple of words. Okay? So before I give this, so far we have learned 5 important things. We have learned fa'il and ism fa'il. We have learned maf'ulun bihi, and we have learned ism maf'ul, and we have learned a fa'il itself, right? So now the confusion in some students' mind is that what is the difference between ism maf'ul and maf'ulun bihi?
Ism maf'ul, like you take kataba, which is write, and then you put it into the
maf'ul,
and you put it into the
very good, yeah.
fa'il of.
You put it in the pattern of maf'ul, very good.
Ism maf'ul.
Yeah.
And then
that word is ism maf'ul.
And then it means writer.
It's written.
No, I'm talking about ism fa'il.
Ism fa'il. Ism fa'il.
It turns it into writer.
Yes. So.
But then this fa'il itself, so you have to use an object before it, or it has to be he wrote.
Okay. So you actually started correctly, but just a little bit. Okay. Now, first thing is fa'il and ism fa'il. Let's differentiate between them. Okay. Ism fa'il is a noun that is in the pattern of fa'il. For example, kataba. If you want to say a writer, it must be in the pattern of katib. Fa'il. So if you see a noun that is in the pattern of fa'il, then it is ism fa'il. If you see a noun in the pattern of maf'ul, it has to be in maf'ul pattern, then it is ism maf'ul. Okay? So that's very simple.
Wait, what?
If you see a noun in the pattern of maf'ul, like mashkoor, maktub, maqul, majnoon, ism maf'ul.
Ism maf'ul? You said ism fa'il.
Okay, I meant ism maf'ul. Okay? If you see any noun in the pattern of
ism
maf'ul, then it is ism maf'ul. If you see any noun in the pattern of fa'il, then it is ism fa'il. Okay? Now that leaves fa'il and maf'ulun bihi. Fa'il is any noun that does the action. Any noun. Abdullah, Zaid, Huwa, Haulai, Hum, okay? Al-Walad, Nahnu. Any of these nouns can be a doer if they do the action. Okay? And when it comes to maf'ulun bihi, though we did not study in depth, maf'ulun bihi is any noun on which the action is done. It doesn't have to fit any pattern. Okay, it can be anything. For example, kitab is maf'ulun bihi. If I said darastu al kitaba, katabtu al wajiba. So any noun, if an action is done on it, it becomes maf'ulun bihi. It doesn't necessarily have to be the pattern of ism maf'ul. Okay, so I'm going to give you two words. Okay, abada means to worship, and khalaqa means to create. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of sentences, and I want you to use the ism maf'ul and ism fa'il in the right place. Okay, so the sentence I have here is Allahu, and there's an empty space, wal insan. If I want to use the word khalaqa, so where would I use ism fa'il and where would I use ism maf'ul? Allahu, the root letters are kha, lam, qa.
You put
Allahu.
khalaqa.
Yeah, so you have to use ism fa'il or ism maf'ul. Which is would you use ism fa'il or would you use ism maf'ul over here? Allahu.
Maf'ul.
Ism maf'ul?
Wait, no. Ism fa'il.
Why?
Because Allah is the doer of creating.
Exactly. So what is the word? Allahu.
Wait. Khalaqa.
Kha. That is.
No,
Kha.
khaliqun.
Allahu khaliqun. Wal insan.
Allahu khaliqun.
Wal insan is human.
Wal
What you would use ism fa'il or ism maf'ul?
Ism maf'ul.
Why? Because there's action done on it, right? It was created. So we say wal insan. What you would put in the pattern of? Maf'ul, and that would be?
Wait, what? The word is
makhluq. Khala.
Oh, so Allah is the creator and the humans are the creation.
Yeah, mumtaz. Another sentence for abada. Abada means to worship. So we say Allahu. Which one would you use now? Ism fa'il or ism maf'ul?
Maf'ul.
Why?
Because the action is being done on Allah.
Ma'bud. Very good.
Ma'bud.
Very good. Allahu ma'budun wal insanu.
Wal insanu. It's the
Fa'il.
Fa'il.
Yeah, put it.
Abidun.
Abidun. Yeah?
Allahu ma'bud wal insan abidun.
Abidun. Very good. So you fill this one, okay? Tayyib. That's great. So that's a very, very important step. And inshallah, we're going to learn more things now. We are setting up ourselves to learn some really cool stuff in the next story, inshallah. Okay? That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bye guys. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave in the comment section down below. Bye.